Everyone, it is Friday. It is early Friday. How are you tonight, everybody? Welcome to Friday. How are you tonight? What are you grateful for? What are you grateful for this Friday night? I'm excited to have you here. I am excited to have you here this Friday night. We are here early tonight as promised. Early as promised tonight. I told you I'd be early tonight and tomorrow night. 2 nights in a row I'm going to be early. More early than ish. How's that? More early than ish? Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Well, I don't know if it's a thing, but it's what we're doing. It's the game we're playing the next couple of nights. It is the game we are playing. But tell me what you're grateful for this Friday night. Hey, Adele and Dazzle. Dazzle, it's early, but it's treat time. I'm just saying. I think you always think it's treat time. But, you know, right now it's treat time. I say so. And I have this illusion of power. That is how I roll. I roll with the illusion of power. Because we all know I have none really, but you know, it is all good. It is all good, and it's great to have you here tonight. We're gonna on tonight's semi-zippy edition. We're gonna be efficient tonight too, because I'm gonna confuse poor Dazzle. Well, you know. I'm sorry, Dazzle. I don't mean to confuse you, but I do, you know, it's just the kind of week this is. We just got to keep everything moving here. So, you know, think of it as a time change just for a couple of nights. By Sunday, we'll be back to more ish than 8. I mean, more 8 than ish. So... just a couple of nights of doing a little something different. We are broadcasting tonight on both Facebook and YouTube. Tonight. Cassandra, if you have any issues with Facebook, Cassandra's got the link in the comments to take you right on over to YouTube, because we're streaming on both. So we're there for you if that is needed. You never know how Facebook or the internet gods are going to cooperate with us on any given night. Well, I know I'm messing everybody up by being early, but let's get started tonight with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. Every night we start the book there. Tonight we are on page 182. Good morning. Try and face the world with your best self, even if the world doesn't respond in kind. Don't do them, do you. There you go, folks. That is your good morning. You know, this is an interesting, you know, Simon always comes up with these interesting quotes, but, excuse me, take another water. That's what I get for trying to eat a cheese stick before I come on air. This one is, you know, they always make you think a little bit, the quotes from Simon, which is good. That's why I use them. An excessive drive for order interrupts the beautiful chaos needed for creativity to thrive. An excessive drive for order interrupts the beautiful chaos needed for creativity to thrive. Think about that, because that's an important thing. You know, we need, you know, part of the great thing of having an independent store, and even if you have multiple stores and you have a big staff, okay, you want some of that creative side. You want a little bit of room for people to color a little outside the lines, okay? You don't want to have so much order and be so rigid. This isn't the military running your store, okay? Or it shouldn't be the military. It can have hierarchy and structure, okay, as Simon's quote says. But allowing people to think a little bit outside the lines, color a little outside the lines is the way that I would say it. It is really a good thing. It's really a good thing to keep people, to keep an engaging team, to keep a good team, okay? Because, and to keep an innovative team, a team that keeps on reinventing itself, because that's what you need to do as a business these days, is continue to reinvent yourself. Okay, it is what keeps you apart. It is also what keeps your business alive, is continuing to reinvent yourself. You have to do that. You have to continually evolve. And so that's what I get from Simon's quote tonight, is that, it's okay if they color a little outside the lines, that's okay. And actually, that's sort of the thing, is add a little color to your world, because everyone is awesome. Everyone is awesome. To quote our Lego people, everyone is awesome. And that uniqueness and diversity within our team, and allowing them to express that, is part of what makes our world special, and makes your team special, and your store special. And that's what's so important. So, we want to keep that special. Talk about something special, and talk about a return to a level of normal at one of the epicenters of the pandemic. Macy's 4th of July fireworks will be live. And they said it will be, not only will they be live and in person, okay, this year. If you remember last year, a lot of it was pre-recorded and done throughout the city at different times, just randomly last year. But it will be live this year, and it will be epic, is what they are saying. They're saying this will be an epic celebration. Boston will be doing still a revised version of theirs, because I know some people flip channels. They catch the DC, they catch the New York, they catch the Boston fireworks. Try to catch parts of each of them. And the Boston Symphony Orchestra, which normally plays in person for it and shoots off the cannons during the 1812 overture, they will be playing on the 4th of July, but they will be playing from their home, their summer home at Tanglewood in the Berkshires of Massachusetts, far away from where the fireworks will be going off in Boston Harbor, the same place they dumped the tea. But Boston Harbor, the fireworks will be there, but the music will be all the way out on the opposite side of the state. I'm not sure I can totally figure that one out. But, the Macy's one, I'm excited for New York to come back. That is like the announcement that New York is back. The Apple's back. And that's an exciting thing. According to MasterCard, back-to-school sales will top pre-pandemic levels. The 2021 back-to-school shopping season is expected to be a strong one, as more kids head back to classrooms and social events return. Sales are expected to rise 6.7% from 2019. I think they're going to rise even higher. Wow, Adele. That they're doing fireworks and letting residents gather. That's nice, because Michigan's been hit hard too. Michigan's had a lot of issues, especially most recently in the just recent months where the uptick happened in Michigan really bad. And apparel is expected, according to MasterCard, to be one of the strongest categories as consumers look to update their wardrobes amid the return of in-person learning, reunions, and other events. Apparel sales are expected. The year-over-year numbers don't matter. Well, it matters a little bit, okay, because we were open last September. Many of you were open last September, okay, and so year-over-year, apparel is expected to rise 78% versus 2020 September, our apparel sales back during the back-to-school season, and 11% versus 2019. I think the 2019 number is a little low. I think it's going to be higher than that because back to school this year is going to be more than back to school. And this is why we're going to really kick in and talk about inventory next week. Okay, I promised you that was one of our key topics of June, because setting ourselves up with inventory to be ready for this sales surge, maybe even a sales tsunami. Okay, making sure your racks are ready. But apparel is going to really, really take off as you're not only having return to school, but a lot of offices are finally going to reopen at the same time as schools. So you're going to have parent shopping for the parent and their kids. So it is going to be a big to-do this back-to-school season. So I think we're going to see some huge numbers with it, and I look forward to talking about it. You know, like I'm trying to think of a comparison. You know, Prime Day is announced for June 21st and 22nd. That we've talked about that before, but it's almost like I want to say a graduation party. You know, if you were having a graduation party, whether it's a high school graduation or a college graduation, you're having a party. You're contending with everybody else that wants to throw a party the same weekend. Okay, and all your kids. Your kid wants to go to their friend's party and they want to go to your party, and there's all these conflicts in throwing a graduation party. Well, there's all these conflicts in throwing Prime Day because everybody wants to have their own party. Kohl's is the latest retailer to crash Prime Day. Kohl's is having their Wow Deals event. Walmart and Target already announced sales to compete. And it's really being looked at as a start to the unofficial start to back to school season. So back to school season starting in June with Prime Day. So everybody's jumping in on it. Kohl's is having Wow Days. Target is having Deal Days, and do I have Walmart right here? So Target is doing Deal Days, Walmart is doing Deals for Days, and Kohl's is doing Wow Days. Wow, I think it's a great time to shop your local business, okay? You know, I think ultimately a lot of that is going to go to electronics. People go to those sales looking for electronics and deals and things like that. But I think there is lots of opportunity here still for the independent retailer to remind people you exist. Okay, there's lots of noise, but that is with all the advertising these other guys are doing. But that isn't a reason why you can't be the prime focus for people. You just have to stay top of mind. And you can do that with your videos. You can do that with your emails. More often than you think you should is the real answer to that. Okay? More often than you think you should, just so that you can stay top of mind. It's just a couple of days, but it's a couple of days, that gives you an opportunity to make a little bit of hay. And hay is good. Just not, anytime we can make hay and make June not a 4-letter word, that's a good thing. Footwear prices are on the rise. Crocs, even alone, saw their prices rise 8%. You're seeing things rise anywhere from 8 to 15% in footwear. So footwear prices are rising. The prices of everything is rising. And we're going to talk about this as we talk about inventory and where there's room for your prices to rise. Okay, because I've said that and I will say it again. There is room for your prices to rise. All your costs are going up. There's room for your prices to rise and be acceptable. Not only to rise, but for it to be accepted by consumers. So we're going to work on that to make your inventory the shine, and we're going to make it so that you make your average price can go up some, and that is something we're really going to delve into this week. I use the term graduation, but just to give you a perspective on labor pool and the struggles of other businesses, and colleges are other businesses. The spring semester saw nearly 750,000 fewer undergraduates than this time last year. Nearly 750,000 fewer undergraduates in the United States than this time last year that were enrolled for the spring semester. Partly because of remote learning, partly because of family finances, a whole plethora of things caused that. But that's that's a big drop in enrollment at a time, when they are hurting too. I thought this was really interesting, and I'll have more on this in the future, but a new degree program, because I think this is important as a career path. Well, I'm rephrasing it. I found it interesting as a career path and as a degree thing, but it's a discussion that the world needs to have more of. And my alma mater, Bentley, has launched a new diversity, equity, and inclusion major. Diversity, equity, and inclusion major. And it's a real topic. I was involved in a very good discussion the other day. Probably a week, 10 days ago now. I lose track of days, but it's been a little bit now. I was involved in a very good discussion that dealt with race and dealt with gender and different differences across things, and which has also generated quite the conversation. You being in a female-dominated industry, you know how hard it is as a woman to go out there and open a business. Okay, it's challenging to open a business for everybody. Okay, there are certain challenges all business owners face, but that doesn't make us face them equally. Okay, a challenge of a male business owner can be one thing. A challenge of a future women business owner can take the same thing to another level. A challenge of a black woman business owner. You take all three of those people. You take a white male, you take a white woman, and then you take a black woman, and they're all starting the same business, and they all face the same challenges, from funding to renting space to just getting it off the ground. And those challenges are all different, and they will not face them equally. And so that degree brought up that discussion again, and it needs to be discussed so that we can determine what are the challenges and how we help all entrepreneurs overcome obstacles to entrepreneurship and getting their businesses started regardless of industry, and so that we help break down these barriers. The only way you break them down is to talk about them. The only way you can knock those walls down is to talk about them. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? Great to have you here. It was great to talk to you and Brad tonight. And our friends at OSHA did issue an emergency technical standard. Okay, I said that they were going to an emergency temporary standard for COVID, and thankfully it just applies to U.S. healthcare employers. who must develop and implement a plan to protect employees from COVID-19 in the workplace, and they must designate one or more workplace COVID-19 safety coordinators to implement and monitor their plans. The document also lays out the requirements for patient screening and management, personal protective equipment, and physical distancing. OSHA's updated guidance for all industries, meanwhile, encourages employers to grant paid time off for employees to get vaccinated. Employers should also be encouraged to implement physical distancing for unvaccinated and other at-risk workers in communal areas, including limiting the number of such workers in one place at any time. So at least it wasn't a far-reaching emergency temporary standard. It'll still get likely challenged in court. It is incredibly late to the game, and I'm not sure serves any fundamental purpose at this time, but it is out there, and so I don't want you to get scared about that there is an emergency temporary standard, but I do want you to be aware of it. So there you go. That is what is happening with our friends at OSHA tonight, is what they are talking about. Hey, Kelly, howdy tonight. Good to have you here tonight. Good to have you here. I am early tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight and tomorrow night. I will be early again tomorrow night. Tonight, we are headed off to Lego U.S. corporate headquarters for family movie night, family drive-in movie night for Lego employees, which Rebecca is a proud employee of Lego. And so we are headed off to that tonight, and that is we're seeing Raya and the Last Dragon is what they are putting on for us tonight. So there's going to be all sorts of different things happening around it, I guess. I don't know. I'm excited. Roughly how early tomorrow night? Probably tomorrow night. So I am early tonight. I'm finishing up tonight. Tomorrow, I might be a little earlier. I forget how early I have to be tomorrow night. Hang on a second. I will go over to my calendar. Tomorrow night, we have a concert. Tomorrow night, I will be probably closer to 5:30 to 6 Eastern. Tomorrow, I'll be really early because we have 7 o'clock concert at the movie theater. So the movie theater is streaming a Florida Georgia Line live concert. So we're going to that as a family tomorrow night. And that starts at 7 Eastern. So I got to be before that and get the family to the movie theater, although we have reserved seats. So that's good. So that is our tonight and tomorrow night. Don't feel bad missing me. I know so many people watch the replay, Kelly. So many people watch the replay. I don't want you to think I'm in a ditch somewhere. That's why I don't want to not go live. I know you guys are like my mother sometimes. You didn't call. I thought you were in a ditch on the side of the road. I'm pretty sure Lego's going to make it an interesting evening, too. And this is the first thing at the corporate office in more than a year. And so they aren't back in the corporate office. They are in my corporate living room. Is where all the Legoing corporate happens. So it should be a great evening. That's where I'm headed tonight. But this video and everything I talk about is headed over to narts.org/resalestrong. Narts.org/resalestrong is where you can find everything I talk about, all the files, all the reference points, and a direct link to this video on the YouTube channel. You're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with all your friends in business, the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, so we can help everybody make it across the finish line. I am here every night at more 8-ish normally. Tomorrow again, early on Saturday night to end our week 64, 65. I will be early. We also are crossing another milestone. Last night was night 450. I didn't make a big deal about it last night, but tonight's 451. We have crossed 450 people. You have crossed 450. Good job. If you have a question in between shows, you know where to find me. You email me, Neil, Neil, at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we start this program every night. If you were not here at the top of the program, our good morning today is good morning. Try and face the world with your best self. Even if the world doesn't respond in kind, don't do them, do you. Our good night tonight is good night. Tomorrow we try again. Rest up. There's your graphics, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a Lego movie time, because everybody's awesome. Just saying. We will party again. We will party in person. And when we do, I'm going to be there with you. But until then, or until tomorrow night at not 8 or ish tomorrow, early tomorrow, 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow, know that you and you, but most importantly you, yes you, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody else. See you tomorrow. It's time for Lego dinner.